ahead and get started. I'm going to take the Maybelline Pure BB Cream. It's really good for light coverage. It also has salicylic acid in it for acne treatment, and it is in the shade Light Sheer Tint, so it's the lighter one of the two. There's two options. I'm just going to blend that in with my fingers, then I'm going to take this brush and I'm just going to go over it just to make sure that there's no streaks and there's no harsh lines. Next, I'm going to take my Wet n Wild Photo Focus Concealer in the shade Light Ivory and just conceal my face. I'm going to put it on my eyes, on my eyelids, and the center of my forehead a little bit, on my cupid's bow, my chin, and my nose. And then I'm going to blend it out with my Real Techniques Beauty Sponge just to make sure that everything is blended out beautifully. To set my concealer, I'm going to take the Maybelline Fit Me Pressed Powder in Translucent, and I'm going to put that everywhere that I put concealer to set that concealer in place. Next, I'm going to take my Maybelline Superstay Better Skin Powder Foundation in the shade 25 Nude Beige, and I'm going to put that all over my face to set that BB cream I just put down. And next, I'm going to take the Pure Sculptor palette, and I'm going to use this big brush in the shade Inventor to bronze my skin. Next, I'm going to pick up an angled Morphe cheek brush, and I'm going to stay in that Pure Sculptor palette and pick up the shade Founder. I'm going to use this for my contour. You can see I put on way too much at first, but I just went over to the other cheek to kind of get rid of some of that product, and then I came back and blended and blended and blended. And just to blend it a little bit more, I took that same brush I used for the powder foundation without picking up any product, just because it has the foundation color on it, to blend it a little bit more. Now I'm getting the Pretty Vulgar blush in the shade Hush Blush, and I'm using that with a Eco Tools brush on my cheeks. Now I'm going to go into this Naked Cosmetics highlighting palette. I'm going to take the pinkier shade and the yellowy shade and mix them together to give me a more neutral shade. I really like this. It actually kind of gave a purple gold reflect, but it was very subtle. That's the face done, so now I'm going to move on to my eyes. I picked up a vintage black kohl eyeliner pencil, and I'm going to smudge that all over my eyelid really randomly because next I'm going to take just a e.l.f. shader brush and I'm going to blend that out to give myself an eyeshadow base. Since I'm going to work with dark shadows, I want to give something for the shadow to stick to. So now I'm going to go into the Jaclyn Hill palette from Morphe, and I'm going to pick up the shade Central Park, and I'm going to mix it with the shade Soda Pop, and I'm going to pack that on top of that eyeliner to set that eyeliner in place. Putting a powder eyeshadow on top of a cream base will make sure that it stays put all day long. Now that I have that color packed on the way that I want it and blended out, I'm going to move on to my other eye just to get it to the same point that my first eye is at. So I'm taking that eyeliner again, smudging it around, and then I'm going to pack that eyeshadow in the same fashion that I did the other eye. A fluffier blending brush, and I'm going to pick up the color Chip. It's kind of a red brown, and I'm going to use this to blend into my crease just to give those super dark shades a good transition because I'm going to try and blend it up to my brow bone. also from Morphe, go back into the palette, and I'm going to take the shade Buns. This is an even, it's still a red brown, but it's an even lighter red brown, just to continue to get that transition shade where I want it. Now I'm going to take another big fluffy blending brush. This one is clean, and I'm going to dip into Silk Cream and MFEO. I'm just going to mix those two, and I'm barely picking up any product, and I am very, very lightly blending up. Those two shades are almost my skin tone, so that just make sure all the shadow blends. And if any of my dark pigment was lost from all the blending, I'm just taking that other brush that I used to pack on the color, and I'm just packing a little bit more on. Now I'm using my beauty sponge to press my eyelid down so that I can line my lower waterline with that same black eyeliner kohl. And I'm going to take a dense smudging brush with the Central Park shade and the Soda Pop shade mixed together and smudge that black eyeliner out. Now I'm picking up a pencil brush and I'm going back in with the shade Chip. Now I grabbed another blending brush. This is a small dense blending brush, and I'm picking up the shade Buns to again blend out the lower lash line. Now that the eyes are done, I'm going to grab my eyelash curler and just give my lashes a quick curl. Moving on, I picked up my L'Oreal Lash Paradise in Blackest Black to give my lashes some really great volume. Because this is a darker look, I'm going to take the L'Oreal Voluminous Superstar X Fiber Mascara. It's a dual-ended mascara. I'm only going to take the step 2 because it has fibers in it, and I'm going to put that on just to give my lashes a little bit of extra length. While I'm waiting for my mascara to dry, I'm going to take my Winky Lux eyebrow pencil and fill in my brows really quick. To set my brows, I'm going to use the L'Oreal Brow Stylist just to set them down and make sure they stay in place all day. Now that my lashes have had time to dry, I'm going to go in for a final coat of mascara with the L'Oreal Telescopic in Blackest Black. Take the ColourPop lip liner in Skimpy and line my lips and fill them in. I'm then going to take the ColourPop Ultra Matte Lip in the shade Midi and just fill in my lips. As a final touch, I'm going to go back into that highlighting palette and take the pinky shade and the yellowy shade, mix those together and pop them on my inner corner just to brighten it up, as well as my Cupid's bow. And once I have finished that, the look is complete. I appreciate you guys watching.